Hi, this is Jonathan with Watchtower, and this is the updated overview video for the Watchtower platform. Our Explore page, this is where all of our incidents are and where you can view all of the different submissions. I'll briefly show off a little bit of the search functions. So if you star an incident and then go ahead and filter by important only, this is a feature where you can track down important or notable incidents just with the that feature there. So I'll go ahead and clear that and refresh. And now let's go ahead and search by some call types. So I want to see rescues and preventative actions only. And let's go ahead and run that search. Okay, so here's only rescues and preventative actions. And then let's also put another variable in there. We'll do date range as well. And then we'll run that search. Okay, and then here's a cool feature where you can run a PDF report and actually view the data. So let's open that report. Here's our incident breakdown. You can see the total amount of calls and then the total involved parties. We haven't done a lot of submissions, it looks like, in the past week or so for this call type. Here's the rescues breakdown, and you'll be able to see this in more detail when you test the platform. And then also being able to drop down the incidents to view them in more detail and edit them. You can also individually download incidents as well. Okay, let's go to the Submit Incidents tab. Right now it's asking the location or the unit that's responded, but let's go ahead and add our daily assignment. Save that, and then I'm also going to add myself an additional person in the passenger seat of the vehicle with me. And this tab is used for units on the beach or anybody with an iPad in the field that is basically isn't busy on a call. So if they're just making an enforcement contact or a minor medical aid where they don't need to notify dispatch, they don't need to basically have anybody else submit it for them. They can just use their iPad or their cell phone and submit it on their own. So let's go ahead and submit an enforcement call for a dog. Pick the location. And then here we go. It automatically will, as long as you have your daily assignment set, it'll autofill your name and position, take the time and the call type, and then you could go ahead and submit that call. And then here it is over on the Explore tab. Right there. Okay. Let's go ahead and clear my daily assignment because we're going to go over to the dispatching tab now. So this is going to be basically where your dispatcher spends all of their time. If you have a dedicated dispatcher in headquarters, this is where they're going to spend. First, just looking into the dispatch settings, you have your different processes where you're able to take units in and out of service and also decide which category that they're in, if it's an actual location or not here, and then also set your role as the dispatcher. So I've already done so. You can see who the dispatcher is. Okay, and let's go and submit an incident. So I'm going to select the unit, the call type they're going on, and then the call, the location of the call. So let's go ahead and dispatch that. So here it is at the top. It's all color coordinated, so blue units here are available, orange are en route to calls, and then green are going to be on scene. And here's the unit, call type, location, and then our notes over here. So I'll go ahead and enter some notes. Okay, and now you can see here it logs it. Here's the time I entered it, the position I'm in, and then my name, and then the notes I entered for every time I enter a note. Let's drop down this. It's the same view as the Explore tab where you can make any additional entries, add any vehicles or boats involved, external reports, and then make any other edits to the call. You can also add additional units to the call. So if I have an outside agency come on the call with me, I can just select them and go ahead and add them to the call. It also works the same for the towers or locations. I can select an additional location or tower and add him to the call as well. One other cool feature that I'll mention is the mapping here, where it can find your location. Like I'll look for Dukes in Huntington Beach. It's Google searches it for me, and then I can place this wherever I want, depending on where the call actually happened, and it will save that in the incident, which is a cool feature. Okay, finally on the tab here, you'll have the incidents and the units view. So here you can see 2 units are on the call in the incident view, and if I go to the other view, you can see them individually on their own incidents. And that's just to make individual choices. So if for whatever reason one of the units is canceled, you have to do it on the Units tab to close them off the call individually. So you can see I've removed the animal control from that call. And then of course our actions over here. We have closing the call with additional details, immediately closing the call without answering any additional questions, and then archiving the call. So closing the call with additional details, and you can decide whether this is the dispatcher doing it or the actual unit. Selecting the final call type, adding any additional notes, and then closing the call that way. Or you can always just click the immediate quick close button, and that closes it just like that. And then of course the archiving would delete the call and the data, not showing it on any future reporting. But what's cool is you can always take back that. So if you go to the Explore tab and include archived, and go ahead and update that. I archived one of my calls earlier, and you can always restore that call here. Okay, from the dispatching tab, we'll just quickly go over the last 2. Documents, you can just upload any documents that you have, entering a name and storing them here for people to view for training purposes or whatever you guys would like. And then finally the agency tab, which is going to be the main editing of your units and positions, personnel, categories, and everything else. So you can go ahead and invite additional personnel with their email, manage units and positions here in categories, add new positions or locations, managing the categories and the colors, and then managing the quick stats here, which I will show briefly in the dispatching tab as well. Dispatching an aquatic response and submitting that incident. You can see here how we've made that call type enter multiple different call types within it. So we have a call for service as the aquatic response, and then related incidents here. So I'll go ahead and just show you what that looks like in the Explore tab. So we have one additional drop down over here where you can see all of the related incidents. There's also our give feedback button up at the top right where you can report an issue, an idea, or other. So feel free to use this at any time. We have our message box here, and any conversations where you can send messages in between different people and participants. And then our notifications here where our Watchtower team will send you additional notifications. And if you need any questions, just some more contact information here. Okay, that concludes our overview video. If you have any additional questions, or ideas, just feel free to contact your Watchtower representative. Thank you.